What's up, everybody? Trying to figure out how to add people. All right, okay. Now, what's up, everybody? Where y'all from? Thanks for coming out for another week. If it's your first time at Finance Fridays, welcome. Hey, what's up, Gio? Hey, what's up, Tim? Okay, Baltimore, Dallas, Miami. All right, everybody from all over. Hey, what's up, Joy? Baltimore, okay. All right, just waiting for Zay to join up, and then we'll get started. What's up, B? What's up, JM? All right, let me see. I was saying you got to upgrade your app. So we'll wait till Zay gets ready, but Zay, you got to upgrade his app, then we can get started. What's up, everybody? What's up, Rod? Everybody in here buying crypto? Or y'all still focused on stocks only? All right, I'm going to check my DM. All right, hold on. Let me send it again. All right, just give Zay a couple seconds to get in. Oh, you about to buy some ETH? Did anybody get any of those crypto cats or the crypto moon cats that just like, they just went crazy? Bitcoin, ETH, ADA, Ripple. You keep saying expired. Yeah, you have to update your app, Zay. It's saying your app. Let me see. Or try to request to go live with me if you can. Let me see. Bitcoin and Gap. Yeah, NFTs, they do have a lot of potential. I just think that, it's going to be a lot of cash grabs out there, so you just have to be careful with that. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. We just waiting for Zay to come up. Yeah, Zay, go into the App Store and upgrade your app, update it. Yeah, you watched the video with Ron. You're going to get some IUL. What's everybody about to get into this Friday? CryptoPunks and Pixels? Yeah, Zay, you got to upgrade your app. That's what it keeps saying. Wait, so JM, you have a CryptoPunk? Somebody was saying they think CryptoPunk's going to be worth $1 million. Drop how much you think Bitcoin's going to be by the end of this year. Ethereum, any cryptos you have, drop your price predictions in the comments. Unistocks? Yeah, I don't know what Unistocks is. Tim, you think Bitcoin's going 100K? Happy Friday, Marissa. Bitcoin 85K by the end of the year. Chainlink 250. I can see that. 100K Bitcoin, Ethereum 25 to 30K. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. I remember I bought my first Ethereum. It was only $86. Oh, there we go. All
There we
right,
go.
what's up? Had some
Peace.
technical
What's up? What's up?
difficulties.
Yeah,
What's good?
yeah, it's all good. Instagram been messing with me the last couple of days. Deactivated me and then brought me back, and then now it's not working. It's all good though. Can't stop the message from getting out.
Right, right. Can't stop it. Yeah, I was thinking some hackers or something tried to get your page, so they just deactivated you?
Yeah, well, I guess there's so many imposters. People were reporting them, so they just got rid of all of Bitcoin's LLC, anything. They just got rid of all of it. But that's one good thing about crypto. I had somebody, I tweeted it out. Somebody in
Hmm.
crypto hit me up and said, I can get it back for you. Paid them 1 Ethereum, got my stuff back. So shout out to Crypto Kobe. Got my IG back, paid for it with Ethereum. So there's a lot of use cases for crypto.
Hey, shout out to Crypto Kobe. He plugged in everywhere, so
Yeah.
you
He
need
definitely is.
anything Crypto Kobe, I'm pretty sure he'll get you straight.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, thank you for joining me this Friday for another Finance Fridays. We're
Mhm.
going to be talking about crypto, Bitcoin, anything that's going on in the crypto space right now. I'm Bees. If you've never been here, I'm the creator of Gifitize, and I'm the author of Financial Starter Kit. If you don't have that, check it out. Hey, shout out to Zay. Look, I don't have your book with me because I'm in LA right now, but
Oh
definitely
man.
go cop Bitcoin in Black America. If you don't have that yet, you can see it behind Zay. I don't know if he has a copy. Yep, yeah. Go get that. If you want to learn about cryptocurrencies, definitely check out his book. Zay, he's really blowing up right now. He got his own TV shows. He got all types of stuff going on. So, thank you for joining me, Zay. What's up with you?
Oh man, thank you for having me. It's been a while. This has been a long time coming, so glad to be here. But I'll introduce myself, Isaiah Jackson, the author of Bitcoin in Black America 1 and 2. I'm, like you said, the host of Community Crypto on CoinDesk TV, as well as the Gentleman of Crypto Daily Show on YouTube. So a lot of stuff going on. That's just like a small sample. That's what most people see, but it's a lot of other stuff. So that is how what I'm doing now, and that is my job in the space.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. So,
Mhm.
what made you want to write Bitcoin in Black America? I'm just curious. I've never asked you, even though we've been friends for
hmm
it's been a
Yeah,
while.
it's
We've
been a
been friends
while,
for a
yeah.
while, but I never asked you why you wanted to write the book.
Oh yeah. So when I first started in 2013, which seems like a long time ago, one of the biggest things that I saw was that Bitcoin was essentially group economics. It was just a digital form of group economics, and it's the best form of group economics because we don't have to live anywhere near each other. We don't even have to like each other. We don't have to agree, nothing.
Mm.
Bitcoin as a money system is a perfect form of group economics. And living in LA, one of the things you see, Koreatown, Chinatown, when I was there, Little Ethiopia, they practice group economics and it works.
Right,
And because of that reason, I think the Black community could definitely benefit. But I
right,
don't see us all get together, moving to one spot, and starting a whole new city or anything. You know what I mean? So I think that this was the best
right,
way.
right, right.
And the reason I wrote the book was I needed to get the message to Black people specifically. I know everybody likes to say, "Hey, it's for everybody." That's fine, but there was, in my opinion, probably 97% white people I saw in the space before 2017. We had that first bull run, then boom, everything, everybody showed up. But I wanted to make sure Black people had a message specifically to them, and that's what made me write it. And then once I got going, momentum picks up, and then next thing you know, you have a book. and, and as long as people like it, I'll keep pushing it.
Hey, look, I love to see it. Yeah, when I first got into crypto, I swear it wasn't like any black people. The
None.
really Bitcoin Barbie, she brought us all together.
Hmm.
She introduced us,
Hmm.
Karima, Dunn,
Yep.
Z, everybody,
Hmm.
everybody that's in there, Sham, everybody.
Yep.
We all met each other. She created a group chat for us because it
Hmm.
literally was like no black people in crypto back in 2017 when I got in. And
Hmm.
it was just a lot of racism and stuff going on. So for you to write that book specifically for us, I definitely appreciate that because it's something that we need to know. And just like you said with group economics, it's something that black people for sure need to practice. I never understand it when some black people say we don't need group economics. It's not going to work for us, although it's working for everybody else. Like they
Exactly.
don't even have to talk about it. Like it's just a part of their culture. You know, it's like it's
Hmm.
their code. They already know. So, so how do you think that Bitcoin or just crypto in general can help black people moving forward? Like right now, what's something that they can do?
Oh yeah. So just to start, the very first thing is if you own Bitcoin, you own your wealth. If you own crypto, you own your wealth, right? Nobody can take it from you, which has never happened in American history. So when people ask about price, I'm like, the price is infinite, really. You can't put a price tag on being able to own your wealth, something that hasn't been done for hundreds of years. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, in this market, there are a number of ways to get involved. So if you're in a business or in a sector that does not have Bitcoin or blockchain technology involved, you can apply it. For example, in the book, I talk about accountants. I think at a certain point, if you don't know how to do crypto taxes, you'll get fired. Like accountants need to know this if you're a CPA, so you can
Right.
apply it to your life right now. If you're an engineer, blockchain engineers make on average 30% more because it's scarce. Most people don't know the technology. So right now you can move right into that. Even developers who want to are in college or are younger, you can just start building smart contracts right now from online. You don't need college. And I
Right.
think
Right.
those are some of the things that are coming about that I think can help people right now. Also, I would suggest earning Bitcoin, either accepting it for payment or doing something like with Lolly, a service LOLLI. You buy things, you earn Bitcoin, right? They have over 1,000 stores, and you can't stop people from having bad spending habits. But one thing you can do, for example, I buy way too much Postmates, right? But every time I buy Postmates, I get
You
three and a
get some
half percent.
Bitcoin.
I get 3.5% back in Bitcoin rewards, right?
It's similar
So
to Rakuten, but
exactly,
instead
yep.
of
Except
USD, you're
except
getting
it's
paid back
Bitcoin.
in. Yeah.
Exactly. So and the Bitcoin that I got, the $300 or so that I got is now worth over 2,000. So I didn't do anything for that money, but buy Postmates. So I think those are a few ways to get started right now in the industry. Have some skin in the game, buy some, learn how it can affect your career, and then also earn it.
Okay, yeah, I don't really see too many developers say they want to get into blockchain
Yeah.
development, which is kind of strange because it's for sure the future.
Mhm.
But you don't really see too many people talk about it. And I think I was seeing that like Solidity developers are making like $1 million a year or something. Like
Yes.
if you're good, you can
Hmm.
make $1 million a year being a Solidity developer,
Hmm.
which is crazy.
Oh yeah, it's simple economics, right? If it's a scarce, if they can't find anybody for the jobs, and the value is gonna go up. It's very easy. So if you find a niche that other people cannot solve or don't know about, like a blockchain developer, you'll get paid more. And I think more black people have to explore that because it's not just buying Bitcoin and Lambos and all that. It's literally people can live a better life than was available before because of this new industry.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I think that when we move forward from here with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, I just think that everybody needs to take advantage of it. Like, it's funny because I had a friend, she was saying her boyfriend was saying he's going to put all of his stimmy inside of Bitcoin. He's going to buy Bitcoin with all of his stimmy money. And,
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, I don't suggest that he does that. He should just, buy $100 at a time. I'm like, you know what? It might be a good idea for them, because from the first stimulus, I know there's this one Twitter page that you can track the
Yeah.
price, but from the
Hmm.
first stimulus to when that first dropped, if you would have put it into Bitcoin, I think they said you would have like 7x your
Yeah.
money, something like
Well,
that, something crazy.
yeah, if you put the $1,200 stimulus check into in April of last year, you would have over $10,000 right now. And I'm not telling people who needed that $1,200 for bills and food and family. I'm not saying
Yeah.
those people. It's the people I know for a fact. I have friends and family that got that $1,200 and thought it was time to ball out because it's pandemic times, nothing to do. I'm gonna buy a bunch of stuff I don't need. When in reality, they could have put that in Bitcoin, waited a year, and would have had 10,000 to either start a business or to have a savings account, anything. I mean, they could anything would have been better than what they did with it. So this time around, I wouldn't say that it's a bad idea to put that into Bitcoin. I would just say think long term. Don't think you're gonna put it into it and then just be a millionaire overnight. So I think that's a good idea. And I think once this 1.9 trillion is printed, that the price of Bitcoin will explode. And once the checks start coming out, a lot of people are saying, I'm putting it in Bitcoin. I'm not even gonna hold this cash. Honestly, I haven't met too many people that's like, I definitely want to keep it in cash unless you have stuff you have to buy. So
Right.
not a bad idea. I
Right,
mean,
right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm at the point now where I'm putting a lot of money into investments. I was talking about it maybe a couple of weeks ago that right now I'm just investing heavy. It's too many opportunities out there right now where people are going to look back probably just next year. They'll look back and say, "Oh, I wish I would have bought this. Oh, I wish I would have bought that." You saw it with Tesla. You saw it with plenty of stocks this year. You saw
mm-hmm.
it with Bitcoin, and it's not going to slow down really. So,
No,
I'm going to make those investments now and then worry about everything else later. And that's why it's good to have cash flow, because if you can invest
yeah,
and then you still got money coming in, you really don't have to worry about it too much. Like it doesn't really make sense to have a bunch of cash
yeah,
just sitting in your account. Even with BlockFi. So I wrote a blog and email about BlockFi. Some people
mm-hmm.
took advantage of it, but like with BlockFi, you can use USDT, and they give
Mm-hmm.
you 8.6% on your money. Or
Mm-hmm.
if you end up giving them your Bitcoin, you just kind of like they just hold your Bitcoin, 5.6% interest, right?
Yep,
So
yep,
that's blowing the banks out of the water. So I used to be really big on online savings accounts back when they were like 2.5%, but now they're getting killed. Like it's
yeah,
only 0.05 or less. So you're not making any money.
keeping it in the
And
bank.
yeah, you're not making any money keeping it in the bank. So it's like you get your emergency fund, and then after that, you need to be going hard with your investments.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm at the point now where I feel like I'm picking like investments over pretty much anything else. Like most of my money is going to investments.
Oh yeah, as it should be. And I think some people they have a short, attention span, or they don't want to be in it for the long haul. Cash flow is good, so you can keep investing, but you got to think to yourself, if you can remember 1 year ago, you can think for 1 year from now. And that's what
Right.
people don't understand. Everybody remembers when the pandemic started. You knew
Yeah.
exactly what you was doing this time last year. You was either going back home or moving or trying to get stuff together. You remember what you were doing a year. Now, a year from now, you do not want to look back and be like, it's been 2 years since that first stimulus check, and I don't have anything to show for it. That's
Right.
what a lot of people are going to run into if they don't invest in assets, because not even, the money part of it is good, but just from how our financial system works, if it's not in assets, you're losing money every day. You have to think of it like that,
Yeah.
because some people think, oh, I
Yeah.
have money. No, you don't. You're losing. And the thing rich people figured out was you have to beat inflation yearly to keep that purchasing power up, because
Right.
something that's 100,000 today, it's not going to be 100,000 next year. So if you still got
Mhm.
$100,000, you can't afford it this time next year. You can't.
Right. Right.
So it has to be in investments, and I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people think I can keep some to the side. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. No, no, no. Investing, or I would say Bitcoin is the basket. Everything else are the eggs. You put it in there, and you should be fine. And crypto is definitely another vehicle for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy to see that, like, when I first got into crypto, 2017, like, everybody was talking about the fact that millionaires won't be able to buy Bitcoin. There's more millionaires than there are Bitcoins. And, I really believed it then. And then we had that crazy bear market. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe we got a long time till that happens. But
Mm,
if people have been paying attention, there's been a lot of Bitcoin that's been sent out of Coinbase, out of a lot of
yes.
these custodial accounts. They've been
Mm,
sent out, and my prediction is that it's a lot of institutions, it's a lot of
mm.
millionaires, billionaires that are trying to buy as much Bitcoin as possible because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
scarce and it will never be any more Bitcoin. So
Oh, yeah.
that is the difference. And like, so what do you think about people buying their crypto on like Robinhood and Cash App and WeBull and things like that? Like, what do you think about that?
Oh yeah. So if you buy it on Robinhood, PayPal, Revolut, you do not own Bitcoin. You don't own cryptocurrency. You have an IOU that you can
Yeah,
cash in later for cash. That's all it is. And because Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and other tokens, you can hold them yourself. That is the point of it. Self custody, being able to be your own bank. So if you're on those apps trading, that's one thing. But if you think if you say to yourself, "Oh, I own Bitcoin, I own Dogecoin," it's on Robinhood. Actually, you don't.
you
You have an
don't.
IOU, and you're gonna have to sell it for cash later. That's the only way you can get it off. Cash App is different because you can move your Bitcoin off of Cash App. You
Yep.
can buy it and you can move it to your own wallet. So Cash App is great. We actually had a partnership with them, the Black Bitcoin Billionaires on Clubhouse. We're the biggest Bitcoin group in the world, so we joined with Cash App. We were basically telling all the Black people to go there and use it. So we were like, we definitely should get paid for this. As you
Right.
would say, we don't work for free. We don't work for free. But yes, that's what I think about Cash App, some of those other apps. And I want to jump to somebody. They just said on the comments, they wish they could direct deposit to crypto. You can. It's a site called Bitwage, Bitwage. Bitwage. Use Bitwage. Every time you get paid, it goes through their service and comes out to you in crypto. So your boss doesn't even have to know about it. However, if you are a boss and you have employees, you can pay your employees on Bitwage as well. You can literally put it
I'm
into
about to start paying myself on Bitwage.
pay yourself on Bitwage. I mean, honestly, people don't understand. If you own a business, you can put it on Bitwage, and the money you pay yourself will come out in crypto. So it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff in this industry people don't know about, and then once they do, they're like, "Wow, this really is a whole financial system." Because if you didn't know, banks are done. People, they are done. They already lost. They're just scrambling now.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So I made that mistake too so I didn't know that Robinhood didn't let you withdraw. You know, we've been in crypto since 2017. That was
Yeah,
not a thing. Like
and they don't tell you.
yeah, they don't tell you. That was not a thing. So I went on there. I bought, I think, like 0.16 Bitcoin at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hold on, I can't just take this off. Like, I can't withdraw. What's going on? And I started looking. I'm like, oh, okay, this is not real crypto. Like like you say, no keys, no cheese. So like, can you
No
explain to
keys.
people what private keys are, and just so they understand the difference? Like, main thing to like keep focus of if you cannot withdraw your crypto from wherever you bought it from, it's not your crypto. You don't own it. So if you can't
Absolutely.
withdraw, you can't send crypto to that wallet, you don't own it.
Absolutely. And that's why I came up with no keys, no cheese, because a lot of people thought that. You know, the new people coming into the space, they would get on Robinhood, they would get on PayPal, I have some Bitcoin. And I would remind them that you don't because you don't own your keys. And then they would ask, what are those? So let me explain for people watching. Every time you have a Bitcoin or crypto wallet, you have two things. You have a public key and a private key. Public key is like a phone number. You can share it with other people. People can send you money using that public key. The private key is like your social security number. Don't share it. Shouldn't tell anybody. Should be private because that private key is what unlocks your actual Bitcoin payment. So whenever you send it, you see the public address, you own the private key. So when you send it, it's your Bitcoin being sent to somebody else's address. So again, if your wallet that you have, if you own your keys, write them down, which is either your passphrase or your seed phrase or whatever, write that down. Make sure you write down your private keys. Make sure you store it. I would say I'm a little bit OD because I'm, us in the IT security world. I have all my stuff written in two separate notebooks in two different locations. So and no keys also means that if you have a wallet that's on your phone, you may not own the private keys. You want to move to cold storage if possible, which all that means is it's offline, so nobody can hack it. So you can get a Trezor, you can get a Ledger. All of these things, you own your keys. Wherever you buy it from, move it there immediately. And then you can just put it in a fireproof safe and keep it for later. Because that's what Bitcoin, it's incentivizing you to save until there's a point where there's a liquidity crunch, or not a crunch, but liquidity influx. And then we have less volatility, and then we'll move to medium of exchange. That'll probably be about 5 years from now.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And then so when it comes to your private keys and writing them down and stuff like that, do not save this on like some note on your computer.
No.
So when it asks you to write down your seed phrase, don't put it somewhere on your computer. Make sure you write it down on a piece of paper, multiple pieces of paper, and put it in different places, like safe places. Because if anybody gets your seed phrases or your private key, you're done. They can take your money.
It's over.
Yeah, it's hard to do unless you make it very easy for somebody to take it from you. So, if you're just storing them on your computer, they can be taken, they can be stolen. Even like MetaMask, if people are familiar with MetaMask, you might not be. There are different sites out here that are stealing people's MetaMask keys, I think, and it's wiping out your entire account. So you just have to be really careful with that. And really, the best thing to do, just like Zay said, is to get a hardware wallet. So I think I have one laying around. Hold on, let me see. So show people real quick. Yeah, so get you a hardware wallet and make sure that so this is a Trezor right here. So get you a hardware wallet. Here's a Trezor, and then I also have like a Ledger. So you got like a Ledger as well. So get you a hardware wallet and then put your crypto on those wallets. And so people might wonder, okay, what happens if I lose that hardware wallet? It's pretty much like a USB stick. If you lose it, you have your backup seed phrase where you can restore it on another one, or you have your private key where you can restore it as well. So that's why it's so important to have that. And then you also need to get very familiar with 2FA. So Google Authenticator, I prefer them over Authy just because like it's
Yeah.
one and done. You know, it's no backups, no nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I have an entire blog post on my blog about 2FA. Do you want to explain to people what 2FA is before we move forward? Because like security is super important when it comes to
Mhm.
Bitcoin. Even like regular banks, I don't understand why they haven't moved to one-time password 2FAs because anybody can do a SIM swap on you at any time.
Mhm.
So a SIM swap is when if you have a SIM card with your company, some hacker they can call your cell phone provider and say, "Hey, I want to change my phone number to this SIM card. Can you move my phone number to this SIM card?" Say
Mhm.
the hacker has like some of your private information already, like anything they need. They authorize the SIM swap and you're done. They try to log into your bank account. As soon as your bank sends them that text message to log in, your account is gone. They wiped it out. So, I don't understand why
Yeah.
we're still using text message 2FA when we could have been moved on to like Google Authenticator or Authy. We could have done that a long time ago.
Oh yeah, it just shows you more how trash banks are because they don't
Yeah,
even they don't even keep up. I mean, they just got Zelle like 3 years ago. I mean, that was their
right.
big innovation was fucking
Zelle.
digital payments. That was it.
Yeah.
So yeah, two-factor authentication. You need it. It's a second layer of security. Your first layer, your password. Above that, you have the ability to have a code to type in every time you log in, making it harder for anybody to try and steal from you. Even my Instagram, when it was deactivated, I thought it was hacked. The reason why I knew it wasn't hacked is because my two-factor authentication was still working. And when you see that, you'll see how strong security is. And for those watching, somebody did try to hack me in 2017. If you're reading the book, somebody actually SIM swapped the phone.
Mm.
They demanded a ransom. I told them, "Fuck you, not getting my Bitcoin." And because all of my stuff was secure, they didn't get anything. That phone was useless. I threw it away. It was over. Bought a new phone the next day. Moved on with my life. And people have to realize that even if something like that is compromised, if you have good security in place, nobody can take Bitcoin from you. Nobody. There's even a dude who got
Yeah.
arrested.
Yep.
And yeah, $60 million worth of Bitcoin. They can't access it. So they didn't take
He
anything.
was he was a drug dealer, right? He's a drug
Yep.
dealer or something like that. Got arrested. Before
Mhm.
he went in, he put all his money into Bitcoin and they can't
Yep.
take
Yeah. And he has it forever. So if he tells somebody that he trusts his private key and then they get on to the command line and they're able to access it, he can always have that money forever. So that the day of people being able to take your money, because there's a lot of industries people are in, but it can always be taken. Eminent
it.
domain in real estate, your money can be confiscated out of a bank. Anything you own asset wise can be confiscated. Bitcoin's the only one that stands alone. Nobody can take it. Nobody can do anything with it unless you allow it.
Right, right. So B, he asked, can they charge him with money laundering?
Yeah, they can charge them with money laundering, depending. I mean, they have to prove it. But the thing is, with Bitcoin and money laundering, one of the rules that people get mixed up is that buying Bitcoin isn't laundering money. You just bought Bitcoin. People think if you buy it, they have to prove that you use it to buy other things. So if you just bought 60 million worth of Bitcoin sitting there, he didn't do anything. He just bought Bitcoin, and he can't get taxed on it. So he's double win for him. But unfortunately, he got other stuff going on.
Man, yeah, that's crazy. It's like so much stuff that you can do with crypto. I know
Yeah.
it's a lot of information, so if people want to catch the replays, you'll be able to catch the replay on my Instagram TV and on YouTube. But like, so what's going on right now in crypto that you're most excited about?
So right now, I would say the two biggest things I'm excited about, for one, is the amount of people who are coming out against Bitcoin in 2021. I thought it was over. I mean, I've probably read more of arguments against Bitcoin than arguments for Bitcoin, just to keep
This
myself
year?
sharp. And
Yeah.
I haven't found one. I still
Yeah.
haven't found anybody that can give a good reason. And the last week or so, we've seen all these hit pieces on Bitcoin talking about it's affecting the environment. If you see these articles,
They've been saying that forever.
they've been saying it since 2013, since
Yeah.
I started. So they're rehashing the same stuff. So that's one of my favorite things is that I know we won because they don't have any new arguments. They're bringing up stuff from 8 years ago. People are
Years
still,
back.
yeah,
Years
people are
back.
still
They don't
asking.
have any new arguments.
Yeah, people are like, can the government shut it down?
Nope.
No. If they could have, they would have long time ago.
Yep.
And they can't. They honestly understand that it's inevitable. So that's one of my favorite things. The second thing I'm most interested in right now is NFTs. And not because everybody's hyped about it now. I got my first NFTs in 2017. Like I've had them for a while, just
Crypto
exploring them.
kitties.
Crypto kitties. I have some
Yeah.
other ones just to play around with it to see how the technology works. and seeing how artists can get residual payments on anything they create forever. That is a huge expansion in the technology world, because now the music industry, they got to readjust, right? It used to be
Yeah.
Napster and LimeWire. They figured out how to do digital music. Now artists are like, well, I'm NFT it, and you can't do anything with it because they
They
pay
can't
me in
do nothing
crypto.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
you
you
can't.
see those NFTs where people are minting like it's a beat? I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a beat on ETH. It's an NFT, and like
Mm,
if you own that original beat, like other people who use it, you get paid like
paid every time they use it.
yeah, every
Hmm.
time they use it, you get paid out. And I think the
Hmm.
guy was saying he bought it for 6 ETH, and
Hmm.
he was offered like 250 ETH for it, and he had already been paid out maybe 30 ETH already.
Hmm.
So he was like, I'm never selling.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the point is, if you have residual income forever, I mean, literally, an artist can die.
Forever.
His family can get the money. If somebody resells his art, he gets a cut of that. If they resell to somebody else, and I mean, musicians, they've been getting,
Yeah,
smacked by these
forever. Yeah.
forever, and this is the first time they have a chance to actually fight back. And black artists right now, they're getting into it. But I've seen Kings of Leon. I've seen who is that? Is another popular group that just did it, just sold their album for NFT. A lot of these rock groups are doing it. And I think a lot of musicians and artists, once they figure it out, NFTs is very interesting. And I know some people are like, NFTs is nothing but a JPEG with a QR code. And I'm like, buddy, that's what people were saying about Bitcoin back in the day. They were like, Bitcoin is just some digital Ponzi scheme. And now it's going to take over the global reserve currency. So I think NFTs will be similar.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you there. Like, even with NBA Top Shot, they're like, I can just
Mm-hmm.
look this up on YouTube. But what a lot of people don't realize is they're starting to take down a lot of those highlights. So
Mm-hmm.
those highlights and those replays of games, they're starting to be
Yep.
taken down. So I think it's going to get to a point
Oh,
where
yeah.
all those highlights and everything are going to be monetized. Like the only way you're going to be able to see it is on
Yeah.
ESPN or through owning an NFT. Like I think that's what they're
Mm-hmm.
headed to. They want a piece
Yeah.
of everything. So with NBA Top Shot, NBA has a license with them, so the
Yep.
NBA itself makes money every single time a Top Shot is sold.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
like that's game changer for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were saying the NBA had made 200,000 in January from Top Shot, and I can only imagine
Wow.
how much they're making now. So
Yeah. And that's in the current price of the cryptos that they're getting. That could be 2 million easily next year, or 20 million a month. You know what I mean? It's just crazy how much it can increase. And also, with the artists, I believe somebody actually said it on here. They're starting a record label. Yep, somebody said it, with Bitcoin crypto to cut the record companies. Yeah, they're talking about that, as well as I know NBA players and coaches. And example, how much do you think an NFT of Kobe Bryant's NBA workout would be? I mean, that would be millions of dollars. Kobe at 17 working out for the Lakers. Somebody had that footage, NFT'd it. That's the type of stuff that's coming. Like really exclusive stuff that you've never seen before. Like the USA Dream Team game with Michael Jordan and Magic. If they take that, if they didn't make that movie before, and the only way you could view it was through an NFT, 10, 20 million easy. And once I think they're figuring that out, so
yeah.
everything is about start getting licensed. People will start NFTing themselves. Every time I do anything, I'm gonna get paid from it. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
like
it.
Logan Paul, he's already started doing that. But I think that those kind of NFTs are the ones that, depending on who the person is, they probably won't hold their value long term.
No, no, I don't think so either. But just thinking of that mindset, the more rare it is, I think the better these NFTs will get. So definitely.
Yeah, so what do you think about DeFi? I fell down the DeFi rabbit hole a couple of days ago. It's pretty interesting. It seems like there
Mm-hmm.
are a lot of risks in terms of like, the different like liquidity pools and people doing
Mm-hmm.
rug pools and stuff like that. So what
Yeah.
do you think about DeFi? I think it's very interesting so far, but
Mm-hmm.
how do you think that that's going to change the world?
Yeah, so DeFi as a concept, love it. Decentralized finance, especially in the
Mhm.
Black community, being able for people to enter into a financial system without any barriers to entry, takes away the
Yeah,
excuses, takes away, people not being able to fund themselves in theory. Now,
right.
DeFi in practice is a little different because
Yeah.
for one, the base layer for a lot of DeFi is Ethereum.
Yep.
Ethereum is very technological. You can use a lot of things, but the gas fees are ridiculous. It costs a lot to use it, so that is a deterrent from people just getting into DeFi. Secondly, if you use DeFi stuff like Aave, like Dai, some of the other lending platforms or derivatives, the biggest thing you have to worry about is risk, because whenever you use it, all you're saying is, I trust this platform to either hold my money or to be able to use it the way that I said, and that I'll return it. The problem is we've had 15 hacks, 15 to 16 hacks of DeFi projects over the last year. because they don't have a lot of liquidity. Their security isn't up to date or up to par as it should be.
Right.
And a lot of times there was one there was one that got hacked. It was literally one line of code, and they lost $15 million. That's how good of a product you have to have for DeFi to work. You can't have any problems, because as soon as it happens, you got to give people money back. You got to go back, retrade. It's a nightmare. So I love DeFi as a concept. I love the fact that you don't need to give your information to access the system. That's beautiful. I mean, nobody should have to. So I love that, and I think it has a ways to go. So right now you have to take the risk if you want to do it, but still, it's tech. As you know, in tech, it takes time. Got to develop.
It's still
not going to be next. It's been 5 years of DeFi. Not really.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long. But have you noticed Binance's platform that they made? So Binance has their own
smart chain
now.
Smart chain,
the smart chain. So I've been using that, and it's super cheap. Like their fees are minimal, like 2017 ETH compared to ETH now. So I think that a lot of projects are probably going to end up switching to the Binance chain if they're able to keep those fees down, because like today, those moon kitties, the moon cats, I don't know if you saw that. I was trying to pick one of those cats, man. The gas fees, they just went through the roof. Like when I sent the transaction, sent the contract, and it just got stuck in the queue. It never actually really broadcasted out, so I wasn't even able to get one. So yeah, like stuff like that. Literally, somebody talked about it this morning, and by midday, I think around noon, the entire Ethereum network was bogged down. It was $5,000 to send one transaction. Like that's
you can't have it.
Yeah, so if Binance is able to keep those fees down, I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, for real.
Oh yeah, and we've discussed on our show that if you're looking for cheap cryptocurrencies that you want to buy, and you're looking at them, improving long term, Ethereum competitors on Binance Smart Chain.
Yep.
Because every single Ethereum competitor I've seen is up 300-400% just this year, if not more. Simply because if there's an alternative to Ethereum and it's cheaper and it's the new kid on the block, people always run to it first. And Ethereum 2.0 is supposed to fix the mining fees, supposed to fix the fees, supposed to fix the transactions. It has to do it before we can say it. But again, Ethereum competitors are eating right now. I mean, Polkadot, Binance Smart Chain, some of these other projects. I mean, I've seen a few, but usually an Ethereum competitor would do well. Cardano, somebody else. Yep.
Yeah. So a couple of people are talking about the Binance using a VPN in the States.
Yeah.
I don't know if that works anymore. I know I got kicked off. So
I did too. That doesn't work anymore. You got to use Binance.us. They're actually under investigation by the CFTC. The CFTC just came out today to investigate Binance for letting U.S. traders trade on leverage. So the VPN shit did not work. That's not work. They have information if they have it, depending on how much you traded on there. But yeah, I think all of us got kicked off back in 2000.
I got kicked off. Yeah, I don't know how it's still working for y'all. Like I have been on Binance, the regular Binance, since 2017, and mine I got kicked off. I got the email saying, "Hey, you've been identified as a U.S. user, and you have to get off of here," because the only way for it to work, you're gonna have to eventually verify your identification. So maybe it's
withdraw
right now, but they're gonna ask for you to verify your identification. So if I was you, I'd take your money off there. If you can't verify it and it gets stuck, you'll be looking crazy. So
and this is how they get you. They let you use it. They let you buy it. And as soon as you try to withdraw, we're going to need that KYC, player, and you're going to be stuck. You're going to be like, shit. Because if I give it to them, I'm a U.S. resident, that money, boom, you're in trouble.
It's gone, right. So there's FTX too. So you can use FTX US. You can use a VPN on FTX. That still works. And the only thing you have to do with KYC is just give a name and a country. So FTX US and regular FTX, you can use that with a VPN. So what do you think about like these different crypto platforms that are letting people trade stocks through crypto? I think FTX allows that. I think they had a perpetual contract for the Coinbase IPO. Like, what do you think about that?
Oh yeah, I like it. Only because it expands our market to make it look more like the current financial market. And even though I don't necessarily agree with it, I do understand that people entering this market, they need to see what's similar. So if they see, hey, I can bet on the Coinbase IPO, I can invest in stocks on these platforms as well. It's really just building out a more robust platform. Nothing wrong with it. I just know that when people get into these platforms, they may be confused.
Yeah.
whether it's a stock, whether it's a crypto, whether it's perp swaps. You got to
Yeah.
know what you're dealing with. And even if you feel like you can make a lot of money, take a deep breath. Everybody can make money there's always opportunity at some point. If you missed
Always.
it, you missed it. Some people are like, oh, I got to get in right now. Take some time, read, understand what you're doing. There's always opportunity, no matter what. Just take your time. And if you're rushing to make money, you shouldn't be investing anyway. If you're like, I need to flip this in 30 days,
Yep.
you need to figure something else out, because this isn't going to end well for you. I can promise you.
Yeah, that's why I say that all the time. If somebody asks me, how can I flip my money? Like, I already understand, like, hey, whatever I can tell you, it's really not for you, because
Right.
I don't believe
Buy
in, like,
drugs.
oh, let me do a quick flip. Like, this is
Nah.
investing,
Yeah.
the only thing that you might be able to quick flip really is an option. So, and if you
Yeah.
already know how to do quick flips with the options, then you'll be good.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are cryptos that move very quickly. There are stocks that move very quickly, but we're not in this with a short time horizon. Like, we're not using money that we need in 30 days to when
Yeah.
we're investing. So, it's
Yeah.
just the wrong philosophy.
Yeah. If you're looking for a quick flip, sell drugs, because this is not it.
Yeah, for sure. There's nothing wrong with Binance. Somebody asked that. Another person,
Binance.us. Yep.
yeah, Binance.us. There's nothing wrong with it. It's for U.S. Customers. And just like Zay said, the SEC is trying to get them right now, but I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yeah.
So Kid Solo asked, what platform would you recommend to use in terms of fees? He saw my tweets about Coinbase yesterday. Yeah, Coinbase just has too many fees, honestly.
Yeah.
There's
Trash.
ways around it. Like, you can use Coinbase Pro to get around it. But I get my Bitcoin from somebody, so
Yeah.
I'm just I'm just trying to stay away from those platforms, really. So you
Yeah.
can use Coinbase Pro to get around those fees, honestly, and you'll
Yep.
have no problem. To get on there, you basically just have to go to, like, Google Coinbase Pro. I don't remember the exact URL, but Google Coinbase Pro, and then you can log in with your Coinbase account information, and you'll be good to go. And then, like, once you can deposit your USD straight to Coinbase Pro, and then you can go and buy the Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever they have on there. You can just buy it, and then you can withdraw it immediately.
Oh yeah. And outside of that, the cheapest exchange is Swan. If you're just buying Bitcoin, the cheapest one is Swan.
This one,
0.99%. Swan Bitcoin. It's 0.99% fees, less than 1%. So that's the cheapest I've seen, and they have built-in dollar cost averaging. So that's a good one if you're just buying Bitcoin. If you're buying other cryptos, you want to try and use something else. Binance is the big one, Bittrex, some of those other ones. But just Bitcoin, Swan is good. And then also, I know some people, they don't like the KYC. As somebody who owns a Bitcoin ATM, I understand. That's why I got into the business, because I was like, it sucks telling people Bitcoin is freedom, but yeah, go to this exchange and put in all your information.
all your information,
So,
right? They
yeah,
track
so
you
it's like,
down.
what? It's like, what the hell? So what are you talking about? So there are ways to buy it anonymously. There's ways, BISQ.network. You can download it. It's software. You download it. It's its own portal. You can buy it with cash. You can meet people. You can send them money through the mail. It's a bunch of different ways to buy Bitcoin anonymously. You can have a person who does over the counter, like you said you have. You have a person. I have my own
Yeah.
broker. I haven't bought Bitcoin from an exchange in years. I have my own broker. I use them. I'm good. Also, local Bitcoins. I saw somebody say they were from Namibia, or Nambia. If they said that, you can use local Bitcoins. That's where you can meet people. There's about 200 different ways that you can buy Bitcoin on there, or other cryptos. Also, Paxful, Paxful. They have about 300 ways you can buy Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin with a Domino's gift card on there if you wanted to. like,
Hey,
like when
we
people,
take it all.
hey, because they understand the desperation that's about to come. It's a shortage of supply, but there's an increase in demand. So people are going to say, I'm selling whatever I got. I'm selling the cat. I'm selling
Anything,
the couch. I mean, even myself.
anything.
I got
Yeah.
clothes. I got clothes that I'm giving away and some that I'm selling just to buy one Bitcoin. Like, why do I need this? Like, who cares, man? I wear
Look,
I
I'm
wear
selling a
sweatsuits
house.
and
Yeah,
Uggs
I'm
every
selling a house, and I
day.
think I'm gonna buy about between 30, 50K worth of Bitcoin, probably. Like,
Mhm.
look,
Yeah,
I want the Bitcoin. There's
yeah,
no need for me to hold on to the cash. There's no need. So I
mhm,
can put some of the money in Bitcoin, put some of the money in my stocks I like, and then I can save a little bit of cash, like, but I don't need much of it.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
just to have it. So,
Mhm.
um, so they're asking what brokers you recommend for Canadian residents. So are you saying
Um,
like
so
Paxful?
Well, as far as brokers, I would
Yeah,
say to find a reputable broker, you could look. I'm not sure about Canada, but you can look at different ATM companies. Coin ATM Radar. They have a map. You put in your zip code. Usually ATM companies will do over-the-counter trades with you for large amounts. It doesn't have to be at the ATM. You can do 100, 200,000 at a time. So that's available to you. I do know you don't have to do KYC up to, I think, 1,000 or 10,000. They keep changing the rules. It's so crazy in the ATM world. So excuse me if I'm a little off on that, but they change the rules like every week. But in Canada, I'm not sure. You do want to just look up Bitcoin ATMs in that area and see if they have a OTC desk. They'll be able to trade with you over the counter. There will be a premium, but that premium is for your privacy and for the ease of use. You don't have to go through an exchange. You don't have to, and you can use cash with a lot of them.
Yeah. So I see that all the time. People in other countries, they're saying, and I think that's what crypto is going to help out with too, as well. Like people were saying they can't buy fractional shares because they're not in the U.S. And I'm just like, well, that's a shame. So maybe they should get on FTX and go get some of those.
Yeah.
I don't think it's exactly shares, right? Is it? I don't know what that is. Is it like a derivative? I don't know what FTX is offering in terms of those stocks. I'm not sure.
Not sure either, but I haven't used FTX myself, but yeah.
You haven't used it?
No, I mean I've checked it out, looked through it, but I haven't used it because again, my business isn't really in trading, not as much.
Right. You just buying and holding.
Yeah, stack and hold and have cash flow coming in so you can keep stacking and go from there.
Yeah. So do you think that people should strive to get to where they can get a whole Bitcoin, or like what strategy should people use when it comes to Bitcoin?
Yes. So in order to be in the top 1% with Bitcoin's full supply, you only need 0.1338 Bitcoin to be in the top 1%. Once the supply runs out, that's the most that you'll need to be in the top 1%. So the goal to me should be to get to that number first, which is a little over 30. It's like 13 million Satoshis. But I also encourage people to try and get 1 million Satoshis. 1 million Satoshis right now is about $500, right? And the reason why I say that is I believe we will have a day where one Satoshi will equal $1, and we'll have that parity. So you'll essentially make yourself a millionaire in the future for $500 now. Now, with inflation, who knows what that $1 million can buy?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I was gonna say
inflation's gonna kill you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but if it's already in Bitcoin, if you have 1 million Satoshis worth of Bitcoin and people are accepting that over fiat currency, you have more purchasing power, which is what I think will happen. So the goal should be 1 million Satoshis. 0.1338 is top 1%. And then if you have one whole Bitcoin, you'll be owning islands and having people with castles living around you. Honestly, I mean, people think we're joking, but I'm like,
it's serious now. It's real now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bitcoin doesn't have a top. There is no top for Bitcoin because there is no bottom for fiat currency. And because every fiat currency in the history of the world has failed, it's an open book test right now. You're literally looking at, I know fiat currency is going to fail. We didn't have anything to combat it. Now we do. It's a very obvious choice, but it's so hard for people because they don't understand it, which I understand. But most people don't understand the current financial system and they still participate. So I would say make sure you get into Bitcoin or you're going to be asked out in the next few years, I would say.
Yeah, and I think that if you're new to Bitcoin, something that you can easily do is dollar cost average in. So you can make reoccurring buys, you can do it manually, however you want to get your Bitcoin. Just make sure that you're buying some Bitcoin ever so often. However, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you can afford, trust me, you're gonna thank yourself a year from now. You're gonna thank yourself. Maybe at the end of the year, because I believe that Bitcoin probably will be at 100,000 by the end of this year. So
I think too.
Huh?
I think 200,000.
You think 200,000? Okay. So if it goes to 100,000, every dollar that you put in will be worth almost $2 now because we're a little over 50K. So and if it goes to 200,000, then that means every dollar that you put in is going to be worth $4. So you have to look at it like that, right? You're going to be investing your money. You want to make sure that this is not money that you need anytime soon. This is like back in the day when it was the gold rush and people were trying to save as much gold as they can. But the difference between Bitcoin and the gold rush is Bitcoin is going to be around forever, and we are moving our cash reserve system to Bitcoin. So it's something that you should definitely take serious. Can you explain what Satoshis are really quickly?
Oh yeah, so $1 equals 100 pennies. 1 Bitcoin equals 100 million Satoshis. It's just divisible. That's all that means. So you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is $50,000. Most people may not have that. The thing is, you can buy $1 worth of Bitcoin. You can go to Cash App right now and buy $1 worth of Bitcoin. You can buy $10 worth of Bitcoin, whatever. And all that is that's denominated in Satoshis. So it's just like saying I have 97 cents or I have 100 cents instead of saying I have $1. You can say I have this many Satoshis, and that denominates the dollar value. And real quick, I did see someone say real quick, what was it? Coinbits. I did want to throw that in there. Shout out to Hotep Jesus. Put me on, yeah, he's a CEO or a partner with Coinbits. Shout out to Coinbits. Another great way to dollar cost average. I use them so much, I forgot about them. Every time you buy something, they take a portion of your money and put it into Bitcoin.
Yeah. Shout out to Coinbase for sure. Go use that. Also, somebody asked, let me just pull it up down here. So Jonathan asked, should we fear institutions and governments buying as much Bitcoins as possible and controlling it?
You know what's funny? When people say that, 85% of the supply is gone. If they tried to buy the supply, the price would go to $1 million overnight because they have the money to print and buy as much as they want. This is the game theory that's playing out, people. Right now, our economy is shit. It's going to trash, right? So the only way to save it is to print more money. When they print that money, we have more inflation, which makes Bitcoin stronger because people fly to assets. So they print the money, Bitcoin goes up, economy looks worse, they print more money, they put it into Bitcoin. So the reason I'm not worried is, for one, prohibition doesn't work. They tried to ban it in Nigeria, the price doubled in 2 days. They tried to ban it in India, it literally doubled in 2 days. They tried to ban it in India, went up 70% in a few hours. Prohibition doesn't work. That's what governments are understanding. If we try to ban it, value is going to go up more. If we don't ban it, then we may have people using Bitcoin for their own freedom. Oh man, that's so terrible. But this is what they're going to do. They're going to either have the banks purchase the exchanges or have the on-ramps controlled by the banks that you have to use. That's their only way to make money from this.
And that's why KYC is so prevalent right now, because they need to know who is buying this Bitcoin. Like, there were times when there was no KYC. There was absolutely no KYC. Like, when you got, even with Coinbase, I don't think we really did much. I don't think we did much.
I was on Coinbase when it first started. There was no KYC. None at all. Name, email, and that was it. But yeah, one of the things too, I want people to understand is that with buying Bitcoin at this point, when people say, is it risky? It's riskier to not have Bitcoin at this point. Because again, they're printing $2 trillion more dollars. It's just, again, they're feeding the system. That's all.
Every time they have a stimulus, they're printing more money.
They're printing more money.
Stimulus,
and they're making
more money printed.
Yep. And people think I'm getting a $1,400 stimulus. No, you got an IOU that your kids are gonna have to pay back. And if you divide 1.9 trillion by our population, that's $5,700 a piece. So you just put your kids in $5,700 worth of debt for a little measly $1,400 today. You didn't do it, but that's what they did to you. And that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. If somebody gives you free money, it's going to cost you more in the future. So people get excited. I'm like, yeah, but they just debased your money literally out of thin air.
Yep. Yeah. That's what people are missing, right? Like, inflation is going to kill us. Inflation is going to kill us. They just keep printing more and more and more money. You know, I'm surprised that they raised the interest rates, honestly. I'm surprised they were able to do that.
Corruption, man.
What did you say?
That sounds pure corruption, man.
Yeah. I'm surprised they were even able to do it. We were almost at zero. We were close to going negative, and they ended up raising it up. So I was surprised they were able to do that. But inflation is what you need to worry about. Like, your $100 today is going to be worth $97 next year. Like, so you have to understand you're losing buying power every single year versus Bitcoin, which is deflationary, which works in the opposite. It works in the opposite way. So it's like, one Bitcoin a year ago, this time was worth $3,400. One Bitcoin today is worth, are we at 55 right now? $55,000. So that's the opposite, right? Versus your dollars, you lost money. Bitcoin, you're up over 10x. Like, you're up so much. You're up almost 20x. So it works in the opposite way. So your one Bitcoin, as you go on, it will be able to you'll be able to buy more stuff with that Bitcoin, because that's how Bitcoin works. It's deflationary. Versus with money, that money you have, you buy less stuff. Less money, less purchase power with cash. So that's basically how it works. Let me see. Yeah, today is the last day to get into SLS. People who are asking about that. So SLS is Success Life Society, my group coaching program. It's the last day to get in at the founders rate. You can see the link in my bio. And if you want to pay in crypto, I'll give you 20% off. So let me know if you want to do that. There was another question that I saw down here.
There we go, bees. Give the discounts for crypto.
Yeah, I'm gonna start giving discounts for crypto. I was already thinking before we even got on here. I was already thinking, you know what? I'm gonna put some of my cash reserves for my business into Bitcoin. Like, why not?
Yeah,
It just
why not?
makes sense.
Yeah,
Why not do it?
why
So,
wouldn't
yeah, I just need to figure out what's the best way for me to go about that for the business. Do I just
he?
buy it and just put it into, like, one of my treasure or something and I'm good to go? Or I don't
Yeah,
know. How is the custody? It's not a bank account with Bitcoin. So
nah.
I think
You are,
I
yeah,
can just
you
buy
are.
it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You are your own bank.
Okay,
You
all
can
right.
store it, but that's the thing. If you want to keep it, I would say Gemini. Use Gemini's custody or BitGo. BitGo's custody to hold it, because they have insurance up to 100 million, and as a business, you can register your business. They can hold it, and then
Gotcha.
you can just export that CSV for your taxes.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
use Gemini or what's the other one?
Um. I was at a blank. BitGo. Sorry, BitGo. BITGO.
All right. Okay, cool. That works. That sounds good. So I'm gonna look into
Mhm.
that for sure.
Yep.
Let me see. So somebody asked, this was a little bit back. So can you explain NFTs and how to start using them? So we explained NFTs already. Do you want to explain like how people can start using them again really quickly?
Real quick, you can go to sites like Rarible, Rarible. You can go to OpenSea, OpenSea. You can go to Async Art, Async Arts. You can go to places like this. You can mint an NFT, which is called a non-fungible token. All that means is that it's a one of one. Nobody can copy it, or nobody else has the private key to that piece of art or music or whatever. So go to those sites, create your own NFTs. You can auction it out. And actually, there are people, I'm actually working on it myself, digital museums for art, for NFT artwork. I'm trying to put together a Black Creators Museum now on Crypto Voxels, the digital world, so that you can see this art digitally, bid on it in a digital world with VR glasses at a certain point. We in the future, baby. Trust me. So NFTs, that's how you use them.
Yeah, we definitely in the future. Like I bought an Oculus and I'm always amazed every
Yeah.
time I use it. I'm
Mhm.
like just wait until we really start already.
Mhm.
You don't even need like an Oculus. You just have glasses, contacts,
Yep.
whatever. We're gonna get there. So I
Yeah.
think we
It's
are
coming.
definitely close to being there for sure.
Mhm.
Let's see. Any recommendations for buying coins for other people's like family members? How should people go about that?
I would say if you're doing it, you can just buy it the regular way you do. If there's like pushback, if they're like, I don't want it, I don't want to use it, I don't blah blah, just keep it and hold it for them. I have plenty of family members who I have Bitcoin waiting for them, and they didn't call me until 2017. Like, hey, what's this Bitcoin thing? I was like, man, I already got you some back in the day. Here you go, go on about your
Yeah.
life. So, yeah, if you're doing that, buy it, just hold it, and then wait for them to catch up, or give them their own wallet.
I should have did that. I've been trying to get my mom to give me some money to buy her Bitcoin since it was $2,000 back in 2017. And you remember
Yep.
back then it hit 20. I'm like, Mom, see, you should have gave me the money. And even now,
Hmm.
she will not give me money to buy her Bitcoin. So I should have
Yeah.
just bought it for her instead of waiting for her to give me the money because it's hard for like especially older people, older generation, for them to
Hmm.
believe in something like this.
Yeah.
They already really don't like to invest. They don't like, putting their money in places where they don't have full control. So crypto is very hard for
Mhm.
them to understand.
Oh yeah, it's the hardest parts of finance and the hardest part of technology put into one. I don't expect people to get it overnight. It's going to take some time.
Right, for sure, for sure. I'm going to answer one more question. So this last question. So at what stage or amount of crypto do you get a nano ledger? So a hardware wallet.
I, immediately, as soon as you can. The only thing is, if you want to play it smart, if you have less than $100 on it, you don't. I mean, you don't have to move it. But I would say once you go past 100, to start moving it to that ledger. So almost instantly when you start, I would. That's part of like the starting kit is to go ahead and just get a cold storage and have it waiting.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Especially, if you think that one day one Satoshi will be worth $1 million, You might want to, like, as soon as you can afford one, just go get you a hardware wallet
Yeah,
because you never
yeah,
know. And then the thing about having the hardware wallet, you're going to be less likely to dip into it and say, like, oh, I'm going to spend it.
yep.
Like, when you have that hardware wallet, you put it there, you're not
Mhm.
looking at it every day, you're not connecting it every day. Like, it's literally like your own bank account.
Mhm.
And you look at it whenever you want to. So you're not going to be just checking it every day, like on Robinhood,
Yeah.
constantly checking the price.
Yeah, like most people. And like I said, I had a beautiful head of hair before crypto, but from checking the price every day and staying up until 4 in the morning, that's what'll happen. But yeah, I mean, very easy. Store it offline. Nobody can take it.
Yeah. Okay, somebody asked, is holding it on Cash App a bad idea?
No, I wouldn't keep too much on there, but keeping it on there is relatively fine until you want to move it off into your own storage. In case, because I don't trust exchanges at all. I do have a relationship with Jack. I do like the people at Cash App, but that's just across the board. You want to get it off as soon as you can, but Cash App is one of the better ones. Not bad to keep it on there.
Right. All right. So, I don't want to hold you up too much longer.
Oh,
So can
good.
you let the people know where they can find you at, Zay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can find me here on IG at BitcoinZay LLC, on Twitter at BitcoinZay, and also at BitcoinInBlackAmerica.com. Find me
Yeah.
there. First edition is already out. Second edition is for pre-order. I can't wait for everybody to read it.
Yeah, make sure you go get Zay's book for sure. Get Bitcoin in Black America. If you need to know more information about Bitcoin and crypto and just learn from his experience over the past, wow, it's been 8 years now. So over the
It
past
is.
8 years for
Yeah.
him in crypto, right? So
Mhm.
Zay has been in crypto since the beginning pretty much. So he's definitely somebody that you can trust and you can learn from. He's a good friend of mine. And if you want to learn just about general financial literacy, check out my book, Financial Starter Kit, for sure. And then my group coaching
Oh,
program,
yeah.
my group coaching program, SLS, founders rate is closing today. If you use crypto, I'll give you 20% off. And if you don't use crypto, this is going to be the cheapest rate that you'll be able to get it. So check out the link in my bio or go to your100kyear.com/SLS and you can join SLS. And I'm happy to have you. Thank you for coming
Thank
out,
you.
Zay. I
Thank you for
appreciate.
having me.
It's hard to get you now. Now you on CNBC and everything. Like it's crazy how
Hey,
far we've come since 2017, man. It's
oh
crazy.
yeah,
It's well
man.
deserved for
The
sure.
growth is amazing. Love it. I'm glad to be on. Love it.
Yes, thank you, Zay.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll see you all next week.